Hello everyone, this is JuLa of JuLa Can Cook New Orleans. Well, here's what's on my lunch menu today. I'm making okra gumbo. Right now I'm cooking down the okra. One of the mistakes that people make when they are preparing okra in their gumbo is that they do not cook the okra down well enough, and it leaves it very, very slimy. As you can see right here, this gumbo is cooking down nicely, but the okra is dry. I like to cook the seeds down so when you eat it, everything will melt in your mouth. I am back. This is JuLa of JuLa Can Cook. Now it's time for me to add some fresh chopped celery into the okra. While the okra is cooking, celery gives okra gumbo very, very nice aromatic flavor. And I cook the celery not until it's over brown, just until the celery softens up a little bit. Then when I come back, I'm going to be adding my skinless chicken with some sausage. Welcome back to JuLa Can Cook New Orleans. I'm preparing okra gumbo with the crabs that I caught by myself in my crab net this past week, and now it's time to add the chicken. I've also added some chopped celery. I have skinned the chicken. It's skinless. I like to use the dark meat today, and I like to leave the bones in just to give my pot of okra gumbo flavor. Now, in Louisiana, what I'm doing right here, if you notice, I'm flipping the chicken. I'm mixing the chicken in with the okra and celery. My heat is on about, not quite high, but I have it on number 8. I am born and raised in Louisiana, born in New Orleans, and preparing an authentic Creole okra gumbo. I will be adding my fresh crabs that I have cleaned at the very end. So once my chicken brown, then I will go ahead and add the chicken in my hot pot of water that is boiling right now. I've also added some onion powder. I have a little bit of garlic salt. I do not use salt in any of my dishes. Heart healthy has never tasted so good. So this dish today will not be with any garlic, but trust me folks, between the fresh celery and the onion powder, I'm also going to add some parsley and bay leaves at the end. You won't even think about garlic. Keep it right here on JuLa Can Cook. I'm going to come back later and I'm going to add my sausage. And it's turkey, smoked sausage. I'm only going to be adding 1 link because of the sodium content. It's already 550 milligrams. So if you notice at the top, let me show you guys. Let's see. 2 ounces is 1 serving. So I think I'm going to add just a half of the sausage. So that way it won't be so bad for people who have to watch their sodium intake. Hello everyone, this is JuLa. I'm back. I have already made my roux using flour and vegetable oil. I've added some dried parsley. I also am getting ready to add just a few bay leaves. And for my base, tomato base, I love this product by Goya, Sofrito tomato cooking base. It's got green peppers, onions, cilantro, garlic, and olive oil. And also, it has low sodium, only 35 milligrams per serving. So I used about half of a cup. Now I'm going to let my base boil a little bit more before I add the skinless chicken. I'm using the chicken bones just for flavor only. If you want to eat my bones, you can eat my bones. Trust me, finger licking good. Now I have the chicken that has browned very nicely with half of a Eric sausage. Eric, I always have problems pronouncing Eric or Eric sausage. Link right here. It is time to add the main ingredient to my pot of gumbo. Be very, very careful. And make sure that you stir it very, very nice and evenly when you're adding. And the reason why I choose to cook my okra and the chicken and the sausage using a cast iron skillet is because there is, look, there's no fat. Look at it. There's no slime. A lot of people do not eat okra gumbo because of the slime. You will not have any slime in my pot of okra gumbo. Trust me. I also added some more dried onion powder. There you go. And if you notice, look at the thickness of the okra gumbo. You can make okra gumbo red, but I'm Creole, Louisiana Creole, French, Italian, Indian Creole, and I choose to make it with a brown roux. Now, a lot of people have told me that Cajuns, they're from Acadiana, Louisiana. They came here from Canada, that they use brown gravy, and some people say it's not really Creole if you use a brown gravy. I beg to differ. It's really about a personal choice. I have some more I have to add. And while I'm doing that, notice the burner is turned off. I'm going to show you guys a little secret after. This is turkey sausage. Keep in mind the turkey sausage has its own sodium added. Now here's the little secret that I do. This is what I do. I'm going to show you guys in just a moment. Let me grab my little. I'll take a little bit of the juice from the gumbo, right? Just a little bit. And then I pour it to the bottom of my pot. Well, I guess I get a little bit more. And I made a little mess, but that's okay. I'll clean it up. I do not like chefs or cooks who are just nasty. I like to clean as I go. And I'm going to take this with a nice towel around the handle so I do not burn myself. Let me grab it real quickly. This is how my grandmother taught me how to make gumbo. And I'm going to add the juices from the pot into my pot of okra gumbo. And I'm going to stir it in. You notice there's no grease on top. You will not find any grease on top. And typically what I do, I let it cook down for about 20-25 minutes. And then I add my crabs at the very last. I've got to turn the fire down because I have rice boiling over here. I'm going to have some steamed rice, brown rice. I cook heart healthy. And the rice is going to be so good. And the reason why I prefer to use brown rice as opposed to white rice is because brown rice contains more of the nutrients and the vitamins that our bodies need. So I'm going to be right back with JuLa Can Cook New Orleans. The word on the street is that JuLa can cook. You heard it from me first. Welcome back to JuLa Can Cook New Orleans. I am preparing okra gumbo using skinless chicken. I skinned my chicken, pulled the skin off, and I left the bones in the pot just for added flavor. Being a Louisiana Creole, Italian, French, Indian Creole, we love to have flavor. No, I do not eat the bones. I do not eat the bones, but you can, if you want to have my bones, you can have them. I have my brown rice steaming. It's cooking down very, very nicely. Okay, now it is time to add the crabs. These are the crabs that I caught from Lake Pontchartrain on Sunday. I've cleaned the crabs. Now it's just time to add the crabs to the pot. I always add my crabs at the very end. The roux is homemade. What determines the thickness of the roux is how much flour you use. And for a pot this size, I normally use 1 cup of flour and a half a cup of vegetable oil. Now, typically I use coconut oil, but I was out of coconut oil today, so I just used some canola. You know, just some old canola. Where is it? Vegetable oil by Canola. Probably $2-3 a bottle. And as I said earlier, I've added some Goya, Sofrito tomato cooking base that contains very, very low sodium. It's the best. This is what I'm doing with my pot that I cooked the okra and the chicken and sausage down. I'm letting it soak. And once all of the okra and the chicken and the sausage pulls up, it's a very, very, very easy cleanup. Now it's time for me to stir the pot again. As you can see, I've got my crabs in here. I caught this Sunday in my crab net. So this is what I do. I catch my own crabs, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I'm not willing to raise any chicken, okay? I'm sorry. I will not raise any chicken. I'm not into all that chicken poopy. But I've used nothing but the best ingredients for celery. I have some dry parsley in here. I've added lots of onion powder. I highly recommend that you taste it. I've added some bay leaves, and that's pretty much about it. Heart Healthy has never tasted so good. I'm gonna go ahead and cover my pot. I'm gonna cover the pot. Then we're gonna come back and we're gonna check on my bon gumbo. That's what my grandmother used to say. Bon means good in French. Bon gumbo. If you notice, there is no grease in my pot. The little bubbly stuff, that's from the tomato base. Word on the street is that JuLa can cook. You heard it from me first. Welcome back to JuLa Can Cook New Orleans. It is time to check on my pot of gumbo. And you notice I'm touching the top of the pot because this is the type of pot where the handle does not get hot. So for those of you who do not have those type of pots in the handles, make sure that you are absolutely careful. Oh my gosh, look at this, guys. Look at it. This is my okra gumbo. Got the chicken, crabs, a half a link of turkey sausage, fresh celery, onion powder, and some Goya tomato based with low sodium. I do not add salt to any of my dishes. Heart Healthy has never tasted so good. So my gumbo is ready. I'm going to zoom it up a little bit more. This is okra and seafood gumbo. The okra has blended very, very well in the pot. Very, very flavorful. I took the skin off the chicken and I just left the bones just for added flavor in the pot. I made my own roux using a cup of flour and also a half a cup of vegetable oil. I normally use coconut oil for health reasons because it contains MCTs, which is really great for people who suffer from high blood pressure and heart disease. Now it's time to check on my pot of brown rice. Perfection. Perfection. This is how you can tell if the rice is cooked. Perfection. I'm going to turn the heat off. And I'm going to go ahead and get it started. So I'm going to put some of this fluffy. You notice my brown rice is not sticky. That is one mistake that people often make. They put too much water in their pot when they are cooking rice. It put way too much water in it. Now the gumbo is ready. And I am going to add the gumbo. I like to call it bon gumbo. If you notice, there's no grease on top of my pot. I think I'm gonna, yeah, look at that. Look at that. Beautiful. I do not like gumbo where the juices are too thick. Turns me off. Look at that. Yummy. Get a little bit more. A little bit more of the okra gumbo. A bit more of that base. Well, the word on the street. The word on the street, ladies and gentlemen, is that JuLa can't cook New Orleans. Be on the lookout for the all-new cooking show coming soon on CityLink TV. Bon gumbo. Hi everybody, this is JuLa Ducray. What you're looking at is my okra gumbo, made fresh in my kitchen. Be on the lookout for the all-new JuLa Can Cook New Orleans coming soon. The word on the street is that JuLa Can Cook New Orleans. Hello everyone, this is JuLa Ducray of JuLa Can Cook. This is my teaser. This is my homemade okra gumbo. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more so you guys can take a close look at it. I've used my fresh crabs caught in Lake Pontchartrain last Sunday. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful skinless chicken, dark meat, fresh celery, onion powder, parsley, low sodium Goya tomato base. The word on the street is that JuLa Can Cook New Orleans.